you see a woman, me, I am like four people in 1 month, four different people in one
Mm-hmm.
month. One in 1 week, I'm all frisky. Oh my God, I'm feeling beautiful. I'm liking myself. I'm liking it. But next minute, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't even want to stand up from the bed. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm irritated. The next month, every single human being that is a male creature is hot in my eyes.
That
And the next
heat
month,
period.
and the next week, I want to kill myself because period cramps want to kill me. So you're seeing that even one woman, you have like a million hormones jumping about your body. Now try to put four women inside this space. You're seeing that they are like hormones shooting around everywhere.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel today where we talk about faith, love, purpose, and everyday life. So last week I told you guys that I was going to have another session with my girlies to talk about the topic sexual urges. I know you heard from the men, and so today we want to have the women also share their experiences and what we can all learn from this. So we have two amazing people in our midst, so beautiful women that are ready to dissect this topic and be as raw as possible and help every young woman, every married woman out there. So let's just go to the introduction. Can we meet you? Can my audience meet you? Who do we start from? Let's start from the lady in my middle.
Hi, my name is Deborah. I'm into tech. I'm still trying to like find this space, but I'm into tech. I have a passion for the next generation. So
Mm,
as much as I love tech, I love talking with young people.
beautiful.
Now, there's no age range, but I think most of the time I love being among teenagers because I realize that that demographic, they don't get to be listened to that much because the parents think they are still kids, they think they are still adults, and they're neither of the two. So they're in this space of always struggling. So
Mm.
being with those set of people always gives me a different perspective on life. And yeah, I love being with them again because there's something to impact there. And I think one of my biggest goals in life is that when I leave here, there's a clear legacy that I've left by. And it's not just in houses or stuff, but in the lives that I've touched. So
Amazing.
basically, that's all about me.
Amazing. Nice to meet you, Debbie. Can we meet you, Angie?
Yeah. So my name is Ngozi. Well, people call me NG. People call me NG. So I work in a telecommunication company as a mobile technical guide. Um,
Mm.
yeah. Then what else? Nothing much. Married, of course. Then with two kids. Uh, I love being around people, especially people that really matters.
Like
Uh,
me.
yeah, I love being around people with this because I love to share my whatever I feel it's important to share and also learn from people as well. So bombshell, I just love being around intelligent people. So
Thank
that's
you. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Debbie. It's so exciting to have you guys here today. I know it's been a while. I've been
Thank
trying to
you.
drag this thing for a while now, but I'm really excited that we're finally able to have this conversation today. And I know that many people are going to benefit from it. So somebody reached out to me and just like, baby girl, I don't know what's happening to me. Nobody prepared me for ovulation in your 30s. She was like, I don't understand my body, the way my body is doing me. Like, I really need help. I need somebody to help me how to control my emotions. And I love the Lord. I want to keep myself with Jesus. I want to keep myself till I'm married, but I don't just understand how my sexual drive is, taking me, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. Like, so she was really confused. And that's why I want us to have this conversation today about how we can help this young lady and other people out there, whether they're teenagers, whether you're young people, we want to understand the struggles that young women face and how we can, help them in that kind of situation. So I know there's this popular opinion that, Christian ladies, or maybe let me say ladies, not just Christian ladies, that women don't have sexual urge. Like, it's not for women, that is only men. that men are the master of it all. And so when I heard this, I know
Okay.
this is a kind of shock that many people, women have, are like, okay, so they can't really speak. So do you think that, women don't have sexual urges, that this is for, men, like, who want to talk about it first? Who want to go first?
Let me go first, right?
Okay, yeah.
I think it's just a stereotype because you can't just say men, or maybe because of the way men showcase themselves, like in a sexual, more like having
They're very
um
bold.
yeah, when it comes to sex and all that. But that doesn't mean that women don't have sexual urges. Like a lot of them do have that. Matter of fact, but this particular situation, this particular case, I don't know. I feel maybe it has a different. There's then when I was 7, Oyo, there's this lady. You know when the first time you go to camp now, right? That camp
Yeah.
situation, yeah, scenarios and all that. So there's this girl in my bunkie. She was like, this is like 3 days, 3 days being in camp. Ah man, no 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 no. She needs to go. She needs to go look for. She needs to
She
go
did say
also like
what?
Oh
remember
God.
the whole drama and everything surrounding the situation. That she just stood up from the bed. She was like, no, 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 she needs to go meet someone. She needs to, if she doesn't even mind if it's a soldier, herself, anybody at all, 'cause she can't even control herself. So, saying this, having sexual urges does not just, isn't just for the men alone. Like, women do have sexual urges like men. It's just that we have more control. We discipline ourselves, or we have more control over it, unlike the men, right? So that,
Okay.
I don't know, but that's the way I see it. But it's both sexes. You can't tell me that women don't have sexual urges. We do have sexual urges. Men do have sexual urges. Why isn't it so pronounced like the men? Is because I feel the women are more, they control theirs more compared to the men, and the men are more vocal about it. So that's just it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your perspective. Debbie, do you have the same perspective or do you have something else to say?
It's about the same thing, but not exactly the way she said it.
Mm.
So for me, it's not just women or men. Um, every living
Thing.
thing has sexual urges.
Mm.
So let's not, it's not men and women now. We're limiting this talk to human beings,
Yep,
Abby.
yep.
Every living thing has urges. Why? That is so you know the way you were made to be hungry, so you go and eat.
Mm-hmm.
So when God made man, he puts that in our DNA so that it will lead us to procreation, which was part of the reason we were created too.
Mm.
So saying women don't have sexual urges, it's like saying women don't used to feel like eating food
Mm,
too, or feel like drinking water too. So like I said, every living thing has sexual urges. It's just how they respond to it and how they act out
Mm.
when feeling it. That's what differentiates the two ends. And I would believe that why men will say women don't have, because like Angie said, there's this stereotype where women are not allowed to talk about sex like that. Especially growing up, you will hear things like when they say keep yourself, in every house they're talking to the girl.
Mm.
Have you ever heard them tell your brother keep yourself?
Mm.
Did they tell your brother anything to keep
Yeah,
yourself? It's we going to school. Close your legs. Don't let any man touch you, and don't let any this one touch. The man that is touching, who will not teaching one? Don't let any woman touch you
exactly.
too,
true.
Exactly.
because the two have to touch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if he's not touching me, who is teaching him for someone not touching? So it's just that thing where we've given women this stereotype of, oh no, no, don't talk about sex, oh no, don't show that you need this thing, because it's God that put it there. And one thing I believe, if God made anything and put it in us, it is good.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
That's something my friend used to always say. She would say that the devil did not create anything. He only takes something that God has created and perverts it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because why it looks like urge is a crossword in quotes in the woman's area is because when a woman acts out, now a married woman, we're Christians, Abby, so we're not going to do that end. A married woman, when she acts on her urges, you hear things like, can't you control
mm,
Mm.
yourself?
Mm.
Are you not trained? No things like that.
Yeah.
Or you hear things like she's a wild girl. The men equal, they not wild men to make they act out. So
Yeah, I think it's an African thing, it's a culture thing. I don't know if that's
yeah,
pronounced
so
in
yes.
the white world.
So saying that women don't have it is not true. It's like saying that we don't have blood in our bodies too, because we also have our circles. And like Angie said, trust me, it is stronger for the women.
Mm.
You see, men, they should call less talk. It's stronger for the women. We've just learned the habit of discipline.
And keeping
Anyway, we'll
quiet.
get there as
And
we're going,
keeping
shall we?
quiet as
Yeah,
well.
we've learned the habit of discipline and just being quiet and receiving whatever you're giving.
Yeah.
And I think that's not too healthy, but we'll get there. Let me not jump ahead of myself. So yeah,
Thank you.
women have
Thank you for
urges
that
too.
perspective. Yeah, and I think that Africa has a lot to do when it comes to urges and educating women and making them understand that it is natural to have urges. It's natural to have this feelings. God put it there for a reason, like you said, Debbie. But it's how you act on it that you need to like work on. And I think
Yeah.
one of the things that I have a problem with is, you know, some traditions in even in Africa, even in Nigeria, have this they have a practice where they you heard of the is it female genital
Mutilation.
mutilation, where
Mutilation.
they try to like when a female child is born, they try to like is it cut off the clitoris or something, so
Yeah.
that she would not feel anything, she would not be promiscuous and all of that. And I think it's just a way of how they go along to say, okay, women are not meant to have urges, which is actually wrong. It's just it's something that God put there for a reason. So why do we want to silence women? So I think that this is a practice that even Africans can do better. And they need to stop doing that. I think a friend of mine shared with me that she doesn't feel anything. Like she doesn't. This is a married woman. She said she does not feel anything. Like because in her side they used to practice you know the genital mutilation or whatever they do, and she was actually circumcised. So because of that, that has like affected her sexual drive and sexual urges and all of that. So, but I mean, like we've established, it is natural to have to have sexual urges. God put it there for a reason. So there's nothing wrong with it. So women, if you are feeling it, maybe you are young, you're single, you're married. Don't think that you are not a Christian anymore. Don't think that God is, angry with you. Don't think that there's something wrong with you. Don't allow the devil to introduce negative thoughts to say, oh, you're not you can't serve God, you can't pray because you're feeling a certain way. It is natural to feel that way. And this actually kind of like takes me to the next question, which talks about okay,
Sorry.
you want to say something?
Can I interject before you go to the next
Mm.
question? Aside them not feeling like you're dirty, I think if you're not feeling it now, aside the person that had a clear issue, excuse me, aside the person that something was like her body was tampered with,
Yeah.
if nothing was tampered with on your body and you're not feeling it and you're way in your adulthood, 20s, see, let's 20s too far. From 13s, 14s, 15s to your 20s to your 30s and you don't feel anything, you have an actual issue.
Mm.
Mm. So
That's just what I have to say. You have an actual, because it's like someone that doesn't feel when they are
Mm.
caught. You have an actual. So you need to see between a doctor and a therapist and a pastor. You need to see these three
You don't
people.
even need
Anyhow you want to do it.
motivation. What you okay?
you don't need to.
Honestly, is either medical or you need a like you need a therapist or something. So I
Thank you. It's one of the
it's meaning
two.
there's a traumatic experience that must have triggered that, and
Mm-hmm.
you needing medical assistance. Obviously, that should be maybe there's something they need to do for you to be.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I agree with you in a way, but I think this will take me to the next
Yeah.
question. We talks about if you're
And
when
let's
you're
go.
single versus when you're married. Do you think that the sexual urge is like graduates in your 30 in your teens to your 20s to your 30s? Do you think that there's this gradual increase? Because I was reading something online and a lady was like, when you hit 40, oh my god, the way your body starts to um react when you are, especially when you're ovulating, like you might not be able to control yourself, that like it really hits hard, the hormones are on high levels and all of that. So do you think that there's this change in a woman's body system? I mean, I'm not a gynecologist, I don't know really much about the women's system, but I can talk about my experience. So for me, um when I was growing up, I mean, I don't think I really had sexual urges like that. Like seriously, I
You
was
did
just
not.
I don't think. I
You did
don't.
not. You did not. Don't worry. You did not.
Because you said I
I
should go and
witnessed
check
it. You did
somebody.
not.
No, you said I need to go and like see a medical. I should have gone to see a medical. I didn't send medical. I was just like my normal person. I read my book as in. I didn't know there was anything called sexual urges. Maybe slightly during when I'm having my my say my monthly cycle. Maybe I just feel a little bit of discomfort, but I wouldn't say that it's like it's making me want to go and approach a man or something. I didn't really have that sexual urge, but now that I'm married, oh my god, I cannot say I don't have. I do have it. I know, like so. I can say that I don't know whether it's a function of age or it's a function of experience. So, do you think that as a woman graduate, like this person that actually reached out to me was like, I'm in my 30s, like I really want to get married right now because of the way I'm feeling. Do you think that as a woman progresses, the body systems, affect how, we perceive all these things? Yeah. Who wants to go first?
In this particular question, yeah, it still boils down to individual differences. Everybody with whatever, how they react to, will I say, is it individual difference in the terms of how
You were
their,
brought up?
yes, how their body is, right?
Okay.
So the thing is, it depends. Um A, like, let's say Mrs. A, yeah, or Miss A, in his 20s, or in her 20s, she might be not really sexually active, or not really having that sexual urges, right? Then in her 30s, 40s, and she becomes like, no, no, this is too much for me and all that. Mrs. B might be in her 20s or 18s or whatever, right? She might still not, like, she might be that, not really, like, not really sexually active. Then when she's now like 30s, 40s, and she becomes like, really, I want this is really becoming too much for me, blah 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 and all that. So it depends. For me, I feel it depends on the person's body. It doesn't really mean that if it happens to Mrs. A, it's
It
not,
must happen to me. So it's
right.
peculiar. It's peculiar to
Yeah. So I'm going to use myself as an example as well. Like you said, Esther, we spoke about this yesterday. So there are still both of us are almost the same thing. Before I even got married, when I was much younger, I never knew like any sexual, even scrap that. I never knew I was much like anything sexual urge, right? Even when I was in a relationship, then when my exes, they were like, sometimes you like touch yourself, do a kind of, when they start having this sexual, or they start touching themselves and all that, right? When
okay.
If I do all that, I was like, what's that? Why would I do that? Because I never felt anything like that. So even if, when it comes to ovulation, when it comes to things like that, all those having feelings, the only thing I know, that the difference I know that I usually get is maybe my body changes, like my upper part of my body changes. Then I feel this moody kind of way.
Mood shakes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So, but when it comes to sexual urges, I don't really. It's not. I don't really feel. I have to be honest about this. But in terms of talking about my friends, because I've got a lot of friends who are really wild as well. Will I say wild? Like, who are really, really exposed. Like, we talk that deep. I know that some of them. Let me use my best friend as an example, right? She's not married yet, and she's 38 right now. Then she used to be like, she's this sexy kind of very sexually very active, right? But now she's 38 and she's not married. She right now she doesn't even think about it, to be honest, right? So what she does is, she's always busy. That's just the thing. She's either thinking of business, thinking of how to make more money, or she start reading her books, or she start doing something else. So she doesn't really get that much compared to when she was much younger, right? So that's where these individual differences comes in. It depends on the body type. It depends on the body.
Exposure. I think exposure also like impacts on it.
So
Okay. So
mhm,
it's not peculiar. You cannot
it's
say that
not
this is a general thing. Okay.
specific.
That's
Yes, when you are much younger, you might have lesser sexual urges, or when you're much older, it gets more
pronounced.
pronounced, and yes, exactly. So I don't think I just feel it's individual differences. So that's just it.
Okay, okay. What do you think, Debbie?
Well, I think for me, I want us to even start by because I think this is coming later. I wish we had started with this, but I want us to even understand what sexual urges are.
Okay.
So understanding that would let us know if some people never felt it at all, or if it was just more pronounced in some people.
Okay.
Now, um, in sex education, so forgive me, I studied computer science by the way. In case I talk about some things with details, I just like I said, I read a lot. That asked a lot of questions. But I discovered that there's something called libido in human
Yeah,
beings,
libido.
and some people have it higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some people, it's higher. For some people, it's lower. Now, sorry, I'm going to put you on the stuff on the spot. Someone like Esther, it was lower. Now, I don't know about now. I won't. Let me not say was. It is lower compared to some other people, compared to even me. But I remembered when she was not married, we had some discussions and some questions she would ask, and I'm like, "How don't you know this?" I feel like, "Oh, tell me now." So we had like those things, but some people have lower libidos and some people have higher libidos. Now, I will not I will not agree totally that there are some people that don't feel anything and boom, they get married and now they feel something. I feel like for some people, the feeling is triggered. For some people, it happens on its own.
Oh.
Example, there are some people that would watch romance movies. Now, nothing dirty, like regular healthy romance movies. And you see some people kissing or people like are in love or something like, oh wow, I want this and I like this. And you get that little tingling in your body. Now it's not like saying, "Oh, jump and start touching yourself." No, but there's a feeling inside that makes you want what you're seeing,
Mm.
right? And there are some other people that from nowhere, the brain on its own say, "Okay, today we're talking about this." Those people is me. Me is those people. Where no, this is being honest now. Sometimes I'll be reading the Bible. Bible, no, I did not say book. Bible, KJV. And you see something like an Adam knew Eve. And my brain like, wait a minute, Adam knew Eve. Okay. Now, of every important thing that scripture said, the brain saw that it was Adam knew Eve. So that is how I know that I've gotten to that time of the month called ovulation. Oh no, it doesn't. I don't check my calendar. The body reminds me that until when that month half far. And another thing again, when it comes to sex in itself, I learned from my friends that are married and my friends that are kind of more advanced that it's easier to handle your urges when you haven't had sex before than when you started having sex. So that is the reason why for the two of you that were like this when you were not married and now you're married and like okay you're beginning to like see small 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 because the mind has a reference now it can go back to like until that day sure you like it, yeah, let's go again. But if there's nothing, the mind cannot hold on to anything,
Mm.
so there's no triggers coming up. So for some people the triggers come from things they see, things they hear, things they talk about.
Mhm.
And for some people the trigger is sitting inside there triggering itself by
Mm.
itself.
Mm.
So but
It's
so but no one really just stays without it.
Yeah.
And for the woman, I think God in his beautiful artistic way made it in such a way that we might not be like the men that every day is ovulation for them.
mm,
We're not like that. We have that time that it comes when it's intense.
Mhm.
And there are sometimes like, oh, I'm good. But there's always so for people that are very busy. Now, these are the difference. If you have a very busy life, you will not even pay attention to it like that, like
exactly.
that, because you don't have time to be feeling anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, what I would say is, it is there, but it needs you to kind of pay attention. So if you're the kind of person that now, for someone like me, I am a very
Deep.
detailed
Uh-huh.
person,
You can tell, right?
and I'm a very
I know.
I'm very detailed and I'm very, what's the word now? Is it perceptive? What's that word again when you pay attention to
Is it
like everything? Like I have this very, so it's supposed to be discernment, but not discernment I want to use in this
Mm.
point, in this part of the story. But it's that thing where I can tell what is happening with you just by looking at you.
Mm.
and discussing with you.
Mm.
So if I can do that to you, imagine what I do to myself. So
Can paint a
when
picture.
it's entering, I know when it's entering that season. I know when, okay, oh, this guy that I did not like last Sunday, I'm beginning to like him this Sunday. Something is
Something's
happening.
happening.
This thing that I can see before and just move away now, oh, something is happening. So that how I can tell. I can check calendar. You see something like funny thing. I always say this and people laugh. I'm like, I'll be on my own and I'll start seeing things and I just see notification on my phone. Um, high chance of getting pregnant today. I say, okay, okay, okay.
Your app is
Yeah.
notifying you.
The app will just tell you high chance of getting pregnant. And I think for me, it's a warning sign, like, auntie, in case you want to be stupid, today is the day to born twins.
How about how
but 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 yeah, so that's it for me. Let me not talk too plenty.
Yeah,
So the difference between the two, and talking about the ages,
yeah.
sorry, but before I
yeah.
go, there's a fact and the truth that once a lady hits 30, you see the brain used to come out sometimes, enter nylon and sit down. Then the emotions take over,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the emotions get wild. And the only way I can explain it is like your body is telling you that, okay, in your 20s, I let you go. By now, your mates don't marry. What are you still doing? When you never.
But you never
So
release the
it's
emotion.
just. So for me, it's like the body telling that, see, auntie, we're getting out of hand. Like you need to. The reason you're created is to follow and bond to the way they born you. So hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So,
Yeah,
but once you get to that 30s, like the body just gets a whole mind of itself. So
yeah.
yeah, it's true. As you get older, it gets stronger.
Mm.
But
Okay.
sorry, I've talked
Yeah,
plenty.
no, thank you for that perspective as well. Like, I mean, that gives us like a broader view of how women, how women are wired and women are different. So, because
Yeah.
so men just think like every woman should be like this person, but women are different. So that's why, especially for married men, you have to understand your woman and work with her according to her own body, body
Exactly.
system. So don't just assume that you knew Ada that Rita will be the same way. So people are all like,
Another thing, Esther. Let me add this one as well because our
mm,
last statement, like as they get older, they
mm.
get more of the urges and all that. So Debbie, you said that someone's told you it's not everything you read, it's not everything
Oh
you
yeah.
hear that is actually the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes experiences as well will tell you that this is it and this is how it is.
Yeah.
So the truth is,
Mm-hmm.
my darling, there are a lot of people, especially when it comes to once they start giving birth, a lot of the changes in their body.
Mm.
That one as well, doing those
I was
that's
gonna ask that. I was gonna ask that as my next question, but go
is that
ahead.
question. Oh, okay, all right. Let
Yeah.
me let me stop there then. Let's question.
Well, so the question was like, have your sexual drive changed since you got married, since you had a baby? Like, do you think that the woman's body like changes? And this is just for you, um,
NG. Yeah.
Angie. Yeah.
Oh, why won't you let me talk? Because I've not
You will
experienced. I will
talk.
talk from Reggie. Thank you. If you allow Apostle Paul to train you on marriage, why won't you let me talk? I will talk.
Debbie, Debbie, you must talk. Don't mind that. You will talk.
Thank you, Angie. I will talk.
No, for me though, it changed a lot. Like a lot compared to before I gave birth, compared to before marriage. Right?
Mm,
I could remember even then I wasn't that sexually active though, but at least the little I had, the experiences I had then, compared to now, I think it reduced. Like it got reduced. I'll have to be honest, honestly.
mm,
Immediately I got pregnant. That's just the thing. Immediately I got pregnant, I hated sex like
mm,
with
Mm,
passion, right? So and that's why I'm still coming back to individual differences. There are some as well. They
mm,
won't get pregnant. That's when they won't. That
it
sexual
heightens. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
is like 100. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends. It depends. For me, I'm talking about me now. For me, it is reduced
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
60, 70% compared to before giving birth and before marriage and all that. And sometimes too in marriage, a lot of things comes in, a lot of
Distractions.
distractions and all that. Even before the kids, distractions, then kids comes in, a lot of That's that times two of the distractions again. So a lot of things just go. So you thinking of doing, my darlings, for me, changed a lot, a whole lot, a whole lot. White some is still like they're still there, bubbling life, everything is still remains the same and all that. So, like I said earlier, it still comes down, it still boils down to individual differences.
Yeah. So
Individual
it
differences.
seems
So,
that women are very peculiar. Like we're so unique. Like when I spoke to the men last week, they had like similar experiences, similar things to say. But it seems that women experiences are not like you cannot. It's not cast in stone. You can't say that
but
there's
because
one
of
At
way.
all.
hormones, because of the hormones in our body, hormones differs
Mm.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So that's just it. A lot of things happen, especially when you give birth, when you are pregnant and all that. So that disrupts a lot of things in your body.
Even
Men-
when you start family planning, I think that also like changes the woman's
exactly
system
that.
again. Like
Exactly. So, like, even the family that comes another topic as well. Family planning. This family planning also contributes as well, but individual differences. My
yeah.
cousin had the same family that I have right now, right? But herself, she's still like
That's
sexually
a
like
heightened
she
sexual drive.
her libido is like times five. Do you get? Unlike me, I feel this mine killed mine, like killed it times five.
Yeah.
Has increased has times five, right? So, like I said, it still boils down to individual differences. It depends on the body type and the hormones running in your body and all that. So, that's just it.
Okay. Okay. Debbie, do you want to say something before I wrap up on this one?
She needs to say something.
Um, well, I think what I'm going to say is from other people's experiences. Like
Yeah,
you guys would know. You
Our
guys know
prof.
already. It's not my
You should be
experience.
a doctor or a counselor.
Well, I think for me, I discovered from my married friend. So my best friend is actually she's been married for now. How many years now? Going on 13 years. And there's something she talks about, and she's the one that will tell me, see, Hollywood lied to you. Now it's like when you get married, it goes from what I feel like doing all the time to
A
what I
chore.
need to
A
do,
chore.
what I have
to
to
do it.
do.
It's like not. It's not eat or.
Yes. So it's not that
Obligation.
it's not doing my body, but okay, so that you will not die, son of
Mm-hmm.
Adam. Oh yeah, come.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always son of Adam that wants to die. They leave the women who will stay till
Yeah.
eternity, but son of Adam, so you don't die, sir. It's okay. But she was saying that I think now, okay, before we even like go to that part, you were talking about hormones
Hmm.
and how why we're different from men because we have a lot of hormones.
Yeah.
You see one woman, a woman, me, I am like four people in 1 month, four different people in one
Mm-hmm.
month. One in 1 week, I'm all frisky. Oh my god, I'm feeling beautiful. I'm liking myself. I'm liking it. But next minute, I'm like, oh my god, like I don't even want to stand up from the bed. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm irritated. The next month, every single human being that is a male creature is hot in my eyes.
That
And the next
heat
month,
period.
and the next week, I want to kill myself because period cramps want to kill me. So you're seeing that even one woman, you have like a million hormones jumping about your body. Now try to put four women inside this space. You're seeing that they're like hormones shooting around everywhere. So that's why, like, why I'm bringing up this is because Esther, you said something about talking with the men. It's like their experiences are kind of alike,
Hmm. Yeah.
but for we, there's this vast difference. It's
Exactly.
because, like Angie said, hormones are everywhere. They are flying up and down. So that's why the woman needs even more self-control. Because if you leave these hormones, they will enter bush and they will carry you and enter the bush too with them.
Yeah.
So that's why we need like more self-control. But she was saying that after childbearing, it kind of dampens. Now, not because the urges die, but responsibilities
Took
kick
over.
in.
Yeah.
So imagine that your body is feeling frisky and somehow, like, my God, I want my husband. And you go and meet your husband. People are trying to get busy, and one small human being is walking inside.
Yeah. A child. Yeah.
Whatever,
Distractions.
whatever your
You have
feelings,
to.
whatever your feeling
You
has
have to
died.
maintain.
Even if you say, okay, I'm going to like have a big house, have maids, have everything, and still have my time, there's still that consciousness of, oh my God, where's my child? Or there's still that child's consciousness. And now you begin to wait till a particular time
Yeah.
It's not like before when anytime, anywhere,
Yeah.
now there's schedule, there's timetable.
Yes.
Are they sleeping? Are they around? Is the door locked? Check the door. Is the door locked?
Yeah.
Are we making noise? Who can hear what we're saying? Who can hear what? So all those factors come in, it becomes a chore, like you guys said.
Mm-hmm.
But I think before I leave this topic, so I just want to like say something one more before I leave this topic. I think what I plan to do now, I know until I get there, I might not be able
So,
to tell
so
categorically what is going to happen. But one thing I know that I am intentional about doing is keeping the spark between me and my husband alive till our body can no longer carry us again.
Mm.
okay.
Why I said that is because people get married, and now reality of life is real. I'm not disputing that fact. Things happen. It's not every day you want to, but then you have to choose to keep that spark alive. Because why I said that thing is I discovered that, especially here in Nigeria and Africa, most of our married folks, they've turned to roommates and housemates. And I don't like the look of that thing. That's why I said what I said.
Yes.
Now it might not, it's not going to be
It's
easy.
not
Let me
as
not say
easy
might.
as you
It's not
think.
it's not going to, no, I'm not saying it is
Yeah.
easy. I'm not saying it is easy one bit. But like I said, it's an intentional thing that I've already kept in my brain that this is something I want to do. So why I said that and why I put it in my brain is that when I go there, I'm already thinking of okay, the challenges that might come up. And because why I'm saying that is I have also seen spaces where they are flourishing in that aspect
Mm.
and they still have challenges of life.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that it's doable. It's hard, but it's doable. So that's what I just want to
Let me
say.
let me
Yeah.
let me ask this question. When you say see that is doable, is it the ones you see online
Yeah.
or like real life?
No. I'm not talking of blind people. I'm talking of real life
Okay.
situations.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for that, Debbie. I totally agree with you. And I just want to chip this in, especially if there are men that watch this. And I think that it's important that men understand their wives and support them in the best way that they can. So it shows
Yeah.
that you can actually, help your wife to, desire you more by the things that you do. Like especially when you talk about when you have kids, and if the man can support, if the man can, help with chore, wash the dishes, make some dinner. Like the woman is energized, is strong, she's willing to support you and give you everything you want. But when the man is not available, like he thinks that maybe the household management is
Solely on
left to the woman only, like the woman is already exhausted with the cares of life. She might not be able to satisfy you every time, because when I spoke to the men, it looked like it was a very important thing to them. Like they don't want to joke with sex, they don't want to, like it's very important to them. They felt that you cannot continue to tell them to control themselves, especially the married ones, that it would get to a point where they want to just get this outside, right? So it looks like it is very important to the man, but women also have other factors that are affecting them, help, I mean, that that are draining them, that will not allow them to give their best when they need to give their best. So I think like you said, women need to be intentional, but I think both couples need to be intentional about their sexual life to make sure that they are keeping that alive. But before we go too deep into the married women, I want to take us back to the original question. Was about a single lady, that was, you know, that needed help in this area. So the next question, let me just check that, please. Sorry, is do you think that? Sorry, let me check that again. Okay, I think I might just have to wrap this up. So I would say that what is one practical thing that women can do when they're having urges to help them, especially if you are single, or maybe if you are married, maybe your partner is not even available. I have a friend who is in a long distance relationship, and she like it is a struggle. Like she said, she doesn't know how long she's going to remain in that relationship. She's actually married, a long distance marriage rather. Like she has been, they were dating, they were in the long distance relationship. Now they are married, they are still in long distance relationship. So she doesn't even know how far she's going to, continue to keep herself, but she has to, right? So what are practical steps that women can take, to when they have urges, whether they are single, if you're married, maybe you're not with your partner at the time, what are the things that women can do? Before we answer that question, I just remembered one background story that I somebody told me about a woman who, her husband, works offshore, like is in the oil company. He works in the oil industry, and so he goes and comes back and all of that. So I think for 3 months the husband was not available, and so one of those nights she was bored. She went to the club and she just danced, 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 danced. And she met a Chinese man that, I don't know, things got a little bit awkward. She went to the hotel with him, and I think until the next morning before she like regained herself, she had like they've already done some things together. Unfortunately or fortunately, the husband came back the next day, and they had, as per husband and wife thing, like they were intimate. And unfortunately, she got pregnant, and she thought it was her husband that had the baby, only for her to give birth to a Chinese child. And both the husband and her, they were both shocked in the hospital, and she couldn't like say anything. So these are, we should not just say, okay, maybe sexual urges only affects singles. So it also affects married men. Maybe your husband is not available at the time. And so what are practical steps that women can do to help them during this season? And what advice do we have for that lady that asked me that question, and situations like this out there?
For me, since I'm talking about this single lady right now, I think more practical thing is, since she's single
And
now,
she's a Christian, she wants to keep herself for Jesus, and
cool,
the Bible says, yeah.
cool. So the thing is, I don't even want to go biblical right now, right? But there are a lot, apart from the sexual urges we're talking about, there are other things as well that you love doing, right? There are things that you enjoy doing. So for me, when that act comes in, or when that act kicks in, try to engage yourself with those things you love doing.
Get
Apart
busy.
from going to the club, but for me, is don't do those things that will attract or make you attract you to, or get you to do what you're running away from. Like for instance, going to that club. Obviously, those clubs will, will definitely make you do a lot of nonsense, right? So, but there are other things you love doing, right? Like, just like, let's say, um, someone that likes reading books, distract yourself. Since she's in church, she's a Christian and everything. She can actually
Yeah.
just in Bible, read her Bible. If that is not enough for her, not distracting enough for her, she has friends, right? She can talk to her friends. She can go out. That particular moment, she can actually go out and visit a friend, have some sort of conversation with your friends. So for me, though, I know that I love going out. I love talking to friends. I love being around people. So when
Yeah.
situation, just go, I just call my friend. Where are you? What's up? Can I come meet you? You get like a female friend. That's what I mean, though. Not the opposite sex. The female friend. Go meet the person. If you like going out, like nature and all that, go out, do something, do
Go on
any
vacation. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't even if you don't have money for vacation, safe. Don't even just go out. Like step out from the house, see things, go around your environment. And before you know it, this sexual is we're talking about is just for a few minutes or a few seconds. And that's it. Right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Just, yeah, it's just for a few. It can't stay for hours. It's not possible. So that
It
moment,
is.
really for hours. Okay.
But continue.
Yeah, but it depends. Even if hours or seconds or just go out. Okay, like I said, you know yourself, you know your body. So if you know that this schedule takes hours for you, that's even the moment you just go out. For me, I feel don't even read. For those that really get it like for hours, like I said, don't even read. Just go out, distract yourself, do something.
Yeah.
Go meet your friends, have conversation with your friends. Do something you love and you enjoy doing. And there's no how when you go out that it won't dwindle the urges. There's no how if you don't go out. Like if you go out, meet your friends, have a conversation, just stroll out, that thing won't dwindle the whole urges. Definitely, that's a for me. I feel that's one of the number one practical things someone needs to do, or she
Okay.
needs to do, because
Okay.
she might be in the Bible, but it is still like that brain will still like keep telling, because everything is still the brain. Oh, no matter
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
no
a
matter
mind
how
game.
no matter how we see it, it's still our brain. It's what we tell ourselves as well. No matter how
Yeah.
we see it, logically, it's still what we tell ourselves. You can also tell yourself that this is something I'm feeling. Let me even just kill it. But if you know you can't do that, that's fine. A practical way of doing this is calling your friend and going out. There's no how
Okay.
you go and meet your friends, have conversation, a long conversation, that sexual urges would dwindle. For those
Okay.
that feel that it takes hours or it takes forever.
Thank you. Maybe that time of the month. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Debbie, want to say something?
Yeah, so when I said it is, I wasn't talking about me, but I've seen situations like that.
Okay.
Um, okay. So I was how to handle sexual urges as a single person. Well, I was talking with someone recently that I really respect, and he said something. He said, watch your triggers.
Yeah.
Now, I discovered that some of us are in denial. Not some. Let me scratch that. A lot of ladies I've spoken with are in denial because there's this shameful thing tied to urges as a single person, especially a Christian single. How dare you feel that way?
Mm.
It's a devil's thing. Oh yeah. I've heard I've seen situations where the person was accused of being demon possessed because you're feeling it.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are things like that.
Oh my
Welcome to
God.
Africa. I'm sorry, welcome to Africa. So there are cases like that. Now, how
Maybe
to handle
maybe in those days, maybe in those
no,
Even
not in those
now,
days. My
should I
sister,
tell you about my
in
counseling?
2025.
for
So
real.
the thing is, we're coming from now, we're generations of what? The three of us here should be around being millennials, right? So we're millennials. We're a generation that dare to ask why. And now there's the Gen Z that is stressing the people that ask the why and the rest of the world going
Yeah.
forward. The generation before us, our parents, honestly, between the three of us, which of us did our parents sit down and teach what goes in where and what happens where, even when you were about to get married?
Not
Raise
to
your
tell.
hands.
Even till
Not.
now,
Okay.
even till now,
No.
They just assume that you will get there and know
and
what
You will
know,
figure
happens,
it out.
Abby.
yeah,
So that is that. Now, a generation that will not even teach you a necessity. Now, I'm not saying come and teach me that I don't have husband. People that want to marry, you will go and do this thing. And unfortunately, they watched us walk into it and hoped that you figure it out.
Out.
And some people went through traumatic experiences
Yeah.
because they were novices. And for those people that ended up, you have not done anything, you got married husband that have not done anything, the two of you are doing first time practicals. And nobody taught you anything. You're laughing. The way that Angie closed her eye like this. Sorry, you've been through a lot. But that's it. So that's the situation. Why do you think now there's a move where the average Christian church girl wants to marry a baddie boy
Badly,
that has been
yeah.
somewhere?
Christian
Because
girl
in
want
her
marry
brain, and he
badly.
knows what to do. I cannot be foolish and
Exactly.
he's foolish. One person needs
Exactly.
to know what to do. So there's that. But let me not digress too much. How to handle as a single person. So there's no set of rules. It's not a 10 commandment that can be followed. Now, starting from Angie, you said we're different. People are different, and
Yeah.
because we're different in the way it even affects us, we're different in the way we respond to it.
mhm,
Yeah.
Some of us are hermits. Someone like me, I'm a hermit. I will stay inside house. I don't have friends. The only friend I used to go and visit has gone to the United Kingdom. See her there. So I don't have friends I go to go and visit like that. I cannot just say, oh, I'm stand up and go out. I don't know how to go out. I don't even like to go out like that. Then in a situation like this, how do I allow God to help me? Because at this point, I can't help myself, Abby. Well, I've agreed I cannot help myself at this point. So how do I even allow God to even help me at this point? So he said that thing to me, like he said, Debbie, watch your triggers. As an adult, part of the things that God has given us, not part of the thing that life has given us experience.
Mm.
You've between 25 and 30, you had 5 years to check something. No matter how careless of a person you are, there are some things that you've seen the patterns. Some things
Mm.
that are patterns. You know the
Yeah.
patterns. You know yourself that the moment this man begins to shout and I begin to answer, it will end up in insulting him. I know that pattern.
Mm.
So where discipline comes in is you seeing the pattern and catching it. Like, okay, we don't they go, wait. Now it's not every time. Now this is me being very vulnerable and very honest. It's not every time that you succeed. in catching that pattern. Now, this is from my end, not I'm not talking of any other person. Where so this is an individual thing. So I'm going to say what has worked for me and what has failed for me.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are other people that are like me, it might work for you. And people decide to try it, okay, it might work for you.
Yeah.
But this whole okay, I've had so many solutions. Stand up and take a cold bath. You take the cold bath. As you enter the bathroom, said the water touch your body. Other things are going through your head.
Yes, I wanted to say that.
Thank you. They'll tell you, okay, stand up and start talking to yourself. Okay, I did it finish. You stand up, you talk finish. You go back to the bed or you go back to the chair. The thing's like, are you back? Oh yeah, let's continue from where we stopped.
Mm.
Read a book, read the Bible. I just told you of Adam knew Eve. It's inside Bible. watch watch a harmless movie. That's why that Tom and Jerry can even stay you if your head is not in the right place. So basically, at the end of the day, it's you first of all being honest. If you're in
Mm.
denial, you will not get help. It's being honest. It's that thing where I remember there was a time I prayed all kind of prayer that I started laughing. I'm like, hi God, I'm sure I make God laugh sometimes. And I'm like, I said, God, see, this is your daughter. It's that time of the month again, sir. And the brain has taken leave. It has gone. If you don't help me, I will disgrace you. Not publicly. Oh. The disgrace is not public you. It's inside. I'll disgrace you inside if you don't help me.
Mm.
I take God beg you. I take your name, beg you, help your daughter. And you know that there are some times that I've had those feelings where I'm lying down, the thoughts are everywhere. I'm thinking, okay, and I pray a very simple, honest prayer. The kind of sleep from nowhere. I slept. Like you
Mm.
just see that suddenly I slept and I woke up like, oh, okay, I feel good. Let's go again. Now, sometimes that happens. There's sometimes I will call my friend. I'm like, okay, so this is happening, that is happening. And we start talking about a random maybe because I love talking about the Bible a lot, like gisting Bible gist. We just start talking about one Bible thing or this one or that one, and before you know it's gone. Hi, welcome to Nigeria. We're taking light. So so anyway, it's is that thing where sorry, am I still audible? I think
Yeah,
I'm
we
seeing
can hear
myself
you
crack.
very well. Yeah, and we can
All
see you
right.
as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I saw myself cracking. So is that thing where there's no 5 ways to get out of sexual urge. There's no 10 ways to handle this thing, but it's just being honest and knowing what works for you and having honest people around you that can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And you also telling yourself that this thing is not bad. That's the first point. First, let's even start from there. This thing is not bad. I will need it in the future.
Mm.
It is not bad. It is not bad. Like we need to sing that inside our head. The way I'm feeling, it is not bad. No, I am not rotten. No, I am not a child of the devil because I'm feeling this way. No, there's nothing wrong with me because I'm feeling this way. But I need
Yeah.
to handle it now before I get there. So being that honest with yourself and having people that can help you too, and being honest with God too, and not. I think again too for some people now because where I want to go here is a lot of things we've said here, they are very good and they are very educative and very inspirational and every other thing it will be for people. But I also want to go to the other angle of people that might not have made it like that, where they've had slip ups. You've had times where you planned that you were not going to do anything. Oh, I'm going to call, I was going to do this, and you ended up touching yourself.
Mm.
You've had times where you told yourself, oh, no, 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 today, no, this, I'm clean. Or I'm going to I'm going to read the Bible. I ended up entering that site. You know that site. Went to
Yeah.
watch rubbish and you came back. Now, the falling has happened, Abby. Where the problem is sitting down inside the mud and the fall.
Yeah.
Now, when the Bible talks about casting down evil imaginations, it starts from the head. Now, like I said, there are patterns. I know when I'm going. Like, I know when I'm not going to win this battle. I am seeing the pattern coming. It's like taking one step and another step and another step. I know that, see, Debbie, this road you're going, you know where it leads to. You know how it's ending. So it's that honesty and me telling myself, see, I'm not going to let this thing end this way. And God forbid I went and ended there where I didn't want to end. So pick yourself back and continue the journey.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
understanding that that failure did not define you. There's a whole lot of
Exactly.
life ahead of you in front.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just what I wanted to say. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Debbie. Thank you, Angie. That was, if we continue this way, we will not finish this conversation. So we have to like wrap it up. And I just want to say that, I mean, women out there, if you're having sexual urges, like we've said here, it is natural, it is normal. Understand your own body, understand your triggers, and try to work with it. And also understand that this is a covenant you are making with God. Like, especially if you talk about, oh God, I want to do this. If you are vulnerable, if you pray to God, God will help you, and God will be able to, lead you in the right way. And I just want to ask this last question, which we'll wrap up, is which is the fear of missing out, FOMO. I don't know if you've heard it before. Like many women, I mean, one of the reasons why you get married is for, sex. I would say that. So, what would you say about to a lady who is thinking of, will I continue to remain this way? I need to, quickly get married so that this urge can just get away from my body, you know what can you do about that kind of situation where women are feeling like I'm going to miss out? Will I am I going to die like this for the rest of my life? Will I just be like this? No man will touch me. No man will make me feel like a woman, blah 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 blah. I remember when I was a child, I know this is like unrelated, I think I was my maybe 16 or 17. One of my neighbors that day, he just told me, I want to make you feel like a woman. I didn't even know what it is. I was like,
Ah,
okay.
Pele,
so,
oh. Sorry, sir. I did not know I was a woman before me.
So I now told my friend, he told me, you better run away from that man. Don't, it was a guy. I told a guy, like, one of my neighbor just told me that he wants to make me feel like a woman. And like, you better don't go near him. It was one that was even warning me, right? So I know that some women, you don't want to like, you want to feel like a woman, like, and that is a genuine desire that God specifically designed you to enjoy this part of life. And so what would you say to women who has just want to get married for that reason, and they think that they might miss out? Oh, my friends are all married, they're enjoying sex, it's only me that is wallowing in self-pity. What do you want to say? What advice do you have for them? So we can just we'll wrap up with this one, like, um
Don't what I'm going to start with saying, don't ever think or don't ever think you are missing out. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You're not missing out anything. And if you're having this perception that you want to get married because of that, that's another grave mistake. Because marriage isn't all about sex. Fine, they say it's 70% of it, right? But the truth is, you getting married, the major reason you getting married is not because of sex. There are a lot of reasons, right? Because you get to a point in marriage, sex becomes secondary.
yeah.
A lot of things takes over. And being single and you think you're missing out, you want to do this, you want to do that. When you get married, you do it and you get tired. You start running and coming like this, you follow the other side. You get tired of doing it. At the early stage, fine. It's all beautiful, all rosy and all that.
Blood the odds.
Yes. You keep doing it like 100 times, like all the every time, every time, every time. But you get to a point, you get tired of it. So don't even think you're missing out being single. You're not missing out anything. Trust me, you're not. A time will come in the marriage. You do it, and you get tired. You start running. Say when you see you start you run. When your husband comes from you go the other side. You start running. You start chasing you around the house for it. So
Yeah.
just be you and don't ever think you're missing out. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you about that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna give my own contribution before Debbie you give your own. I want you to wrap up, like close the session. So for me, to that lady, sex is good, sex is sweet, but sex is not everything about marriage. Like if you ignore red flags, you ignore purpose, you ignore destiny, you ignore what God has called you to do, and you marry because of sex, you might be disappointed. What if you marry somebody who has a very low drive and is not
Low
able
B.
to satisfy
Yeah,
you? Like, it will now push you further, like to go and meet somebody else outside, which is not even the reason why you got married in the first place. So I would say that understand that sex is a beautiful thing. God has, designed sex for humans to enjoy, but there's so much more about marriage than just
than
having sex. Like, like I said, the cares of life will come. You have children, you have responsibilities, the troubles of life would, sometimes will overweigh you that you would even forget. Weeks might pass and you will not even, have time for that. So I would say that be very, very careful and be very, very intentional. Marry because you want to get married, because you found the right partner, because you want to, you have someone that would you fulfill purpose and fulfill purpose with, not because you just want to satisfy your sexual desire. Because 1 week in, and then maybe it's not all that you're looking for, it's not as glamorous as you think, and you think you want to rush out, you will now regret even going into marriage in the first place. I remember that marriage is a lifelong decision. Like, it is for better, for worse. It's something you're supposed to stay for the rest of your life. So you want to get it right the first time, right? You don't want to like just act based on impulse. Like, you should have self-control. One of the fruits of the spirit is actually self-control. So God does not want you to act on impulse. He wants you to take calculated decisions. And marriage is one of those decisions that you cannot just afford to make a mistake, because people are suffering in marriages. They have, some people have abusive partners, emotionally abusive partners, physically abusive partners. You don't want somebody like that, right? So if you just go and give in to the pressure of sex, you might miss out in life. And if you make the wrong decision of marrying the wrong person, you might suffer for the rest of your life. Like, your entire life will be shut down. You don't know, you don't have any progress, you're not moving forward, you're not moving backward. Like, it's as though your life is on a standstill. And so you don't want to, commit that costly mistake. So I would say that take your time and just keep praying to God to find you a suitable partner. And God has his own sons. God have amazing sons that he has designed for every woman of God out there. So don't think that, oh, I need to just say yes to one guy that is on my in my corner just because I want to like fulfill the sexual desire. If you marry the wrong person, I don't even know what to say. Like, you would regret that decision for the rest of your
But,
life. So don't marry for the sake of
yeah,
just
but
just
just it's not
yeah. It's
even
not it's not what it's
practical.
honestly.
It's not even something that is who I don't know, but who gets married because of sex?
No, I mean, from a woman's standpoint, I would say
Perspective.
that don't they? No, men do that. Like, one of the reasons why a man wants to get married because he wants to like have a stable, partner in his life, right? But most women will not just want to get married because of sex. But I've seen cases where we're like, because of the way I'm feeling, I want to, obey God. So the only legitimate way of me expressing how I feel is by getting married. But that would be you making a costly mistake by deciding to just get married for the sake of sex. Like, there's so many things you want to you want to consider, so that you don't live in emotional torture all your life. And that's it. So if you want to get it right the first time, instead of like making that costly mistake and regretting for the rest of your life. That's what I have to say about the fear of missing out. So you're not missing out on anything.
You
Yes,
know
it's
me.
fantastic. You have hundreds of years, like you said, to enjoy. I mean, there are 365 days in a year. I
Yeah.
mean, so count how many years you want to live on earth. Like, it's you're not missing out.
You
So just
get
calm down.
out at all.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
that's what I have to say. Debbie, do you want to wrap up this session with any advice for a woman who thinks that she's missing? I know you're in that space where you also desire to get married, but
yeah.
what has helped you to remain firm and hold your values and say, no, I'm not going to allow this to be the reason why I want to get married. Yeah.
Well, what I would say has held me. So this is like I always say, whenever I say anything that involves me, I always say that's not the standard. I am me. People are
Yeah.
different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, by virtue of who I am, where I'm coming from, and by the grace of God, training and upbringing, I'm a very, what's the word now? I never have this issue of fear of missing out. I do what I want to do. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
All this, I remember when there was a hype of everybody was watching Money Heist, watching, I did not watch. You will not
I
talk
didn't
me,
watch it too.
you will not talk me into doing what I don't want to do. So this whole peer pressure, fear of missing, I don't understand it. I'm sorry. This is where I left the chat. So I don't understand those things. But but what I want to talk about is people that get married solely because of sex. Now, it's like saying that you were hungry and you just ate any food you saw. Whether
Esau.
it was good, whether it was good, bad, poison, whatever. Take for example, you know that you're battling ulcer. You were very hungry. The only food you saw is Lagos Asun, and you ate it with Coke. By the time that hunger comes down, you have a sickness that's waiting for you in front to kill you.
Yeah.
Now your eye have clear, Abby. It has opened. And now you're seeing the thing in front. So getting married just because of sex, like saying you just ate anything because you were hungry. My pastor will say that love is blind, marriage is the eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When you enter, it will now viam. You say, oh my God, this is what your real face look like. I didn't know that's how you looked. So you cannot just get married because of sex. Now there are two scriptures I want to point to before I even like wrap up what I'm saying. One is my anchor scripture. That's Proverbs 3:5-6, the one that says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Now, I love the way message puts it. We can check that later. But then there's this other scripture that says, I will keep him in perfect peace, whose heart is stayed on me. I discovered somewhere in my life that the way as humans we have purpose. That's how marriage has a purpose. And I realized that most people even marry without understanding that marriage has a purpose. You
Mm,
just marry because you like the person, or
mm.
because he checks all your T's and cross all your dots.
Yeah.
He's the amazing TDH, tall, dark, and handsome. As for Esther, she liked voice. I was so glad that the man that had voice had sense when he came. But my
Yeah,
sister
that's
for follow
serious.
voice go. Esther likes voice. So the Lord saw that he thought that it's like, if I don't give this girl voice, she will kill me. So he
Tell
packaged
them
his
my
son and I gave
secrets.
him voice. Like carry go. So we all have what we like.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond you going for what you like, you have to understand that your life is beyond what you like and what you don't
Mm.
like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I have come to the understanding that there are destinies tied to me, to my purpose, to my life, to my making it in everything that concerns me, including my marriage. So I cannot afford to miss it. Because the thing is, why we're talking about this whole fear of missing out and jumping into marriage because of sex, it's like when you chose your career, right? For some of us, our parents chose, but for some of us, we chose because we saw a picture. This is what I want to be when I grow up. So I'm going to choose this course and it will take me to this part, and you've seen the picture, like going forward. So we should treat that too with marriage. Before you jump into any relationship, ask yourself, there's something I always say that I ask myself. I'm like, beyond this guy being a sweet husband, is this man the kind of human being I want my child to be a
To
model
be.
to? I mean, is this the man I want to be the model for my children? Beyond
Absolutely.
him having, beyond him having six packs, is
Mm-hmm.
this the man that I want to? Does he have what it takes to instill into my children the picture of my children that I see?
Terminate.
Mm.
Terminate.
Because you see that 6 packs, if you leave me and that man and I feed him well, he will have pot belly if he doesn't take time. So those things, they are fleeting. It's like a man saying that, oh, you came to marry me because I'm beautiful.
Mm.
I'm happy, oh, but what if, God forbid, there's an accident and I lose this beauty? What do you
Yeah.
have left?
What happens next?
What do you have left? So that's the thing. So before you marry, let it not be for any frivolous or trivial reason.
Reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let it not be for any trivial reason. Because like you people said, you go tire, you go run.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you no tire yourself, Uncle Fi no day house, you too, you might not be there. It's not every
Yeah.
time that you see yourself. Sometimes you're like, say, I just want to chill. There's sometimes the person not even, sometimes they are sick. We've
Yeah.
had situations where some people are actually sick, they are bedridden for months. The last thing on your mind is sex because you're like, come, this guy gets well and come back.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's asking yourself that this thing I'm desiring that is taking me inside, is it something that can be tested through time? Can it stand through time? If this person becomes all saggy and all whatever, will it test through time? So there's something my pastor will always say. Sorry, I reference him a lot because I listen to him a lot. Something he says, he will say, when you want to marry a woman, don't marry her now, marry her future.
Future. Yeah.
When you look at her, you see me like this now. People that know me, like if you've seen me physically, I'm slim upwards, but downwards, I'm not slim like that.
African beauty.
What that can tell somebody is that this auntie, if you will leave this woman, she go fat if you leave her alone. If I don't take care of myself, I will blow up. So somebody's son that comes now because he saw figure eight, lenge lenge. By the time because it's not me, by the time he make me to grow big by virtue of dropping some seeds of God for him, then he says, oh, I don't
Triplets.
like her again. She's out of shape. No, it's quadruplet. Thank you.
Okay,
She's out of
quadruplets.
shape. What so those things are not things that will stand the test of time. So fear of missing out should not make somebody take any decision whatsoever, and let alone not marriage.
Yeah.
There is no
Mhm.
fear of missing out in anything. Your life is unique.
Mm.
There's no other human being that can live your life. That is why your fingerprint is only you that
Yeah.
has it.
Yes,
Your twin, your identical twin does not have the same
The same.
fingerprint with you.
True.
So your life is unique. You cannot use somebody's blueprint to live your life. You
exactly.
cannot use somebody's story to live your life. As beautiful as your story is, let your own standard be between me and God.
And God. Exactly.
Yeah,
Between me and God. My marriage, what it looks like is between me and God. I know the things that I'm believing God for my marriage. I know the things that I've seen and I know about my marriage. So when I get there and I begin to do some things and I begin to say or act a certain way, somebody cannot just say, oh, it's the way Debbie's doing it, I want to do it. You did not marry my husband now, auntie. You marry
exactly.
your own, I marry my own. It's true. There are some people that Esther said something about some men helping around, like helping with chores around to make life easier. I know of the people that are kind of very close to me. I know of my friends that their husbands are very, what's the word now? Is it domestic? They call it a
Dom-
bit homely.
Domesticated,
Yeah,
yeah.
that they will cook, they will clean, they will help you with the kids, they will help you with stuff. Now, not everybody has that blessing. Some people's husbands, they don't even know how to boil water successfully. They will
Yeah.
burn your pots.
Yeah.
So there's that one. Some of them, if they finish cleaning, you will have to go and reclean the thing. So everybody is unique in their space. So that's why you have to know yourself, know what you want for yourself, but most importantly, know what God has called you to do, because that is what will order your life for. It's not about
Yeah,
sex. It's not about what you're going to like do in there. So nobody should take any decision. I'm even removing marriage. Nobody should take any decision because of FOMO. It's not a
yeah,
good place to be in.
yeah.
One of the things I'm strong and a strong advocate of is a very healthy self-esteem. Because if you don't have a very healthy self-esteem, you just be swayed anywhere and everywhere. And for some of us that have that healthy self-esteem, they call us proud. It's okay. Sometimes people don't understand. When they don't understand you, they give you a name. It's okay. But stand and make your decision and own your decision. If it flops, own your failure. If it succeeds, own your success. It is your own. Own
Yes.
it
Yeah.
and do it because you wanted to do it. So that's what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Angie. It was really an interesting conversation we had today. And actually, I don't want us to end this conversation, but I'm scared that it might be over an hour. So I mean, so
It's over.
it's yeah. So I mean, guys, if you're watching this, please try to watch it to the end. Because there's so much that you would learn from these amazing ladies as well as myself. So please, thank you for watching our video. But I want us to let us just say thank you to our two amazing guests today. And I want you to put that in the comment section when you watch this video. Please tell Angie thank you, thank Debbie as well, because they really, help us to see women from different perspective. Like it was a very rich session today, and I really, enjoyed a lot from speaking to both of you. And I wish we could have a part two, maybe another one, but let's see how it goes. But thank you so much for coming to my channel today. And I don't know. Do you have any final words before we call it today, or you're okay? We should just tell them to subscribe to our channel. Any
Subscribe.
final words?
Yeah. Not really. I know you will learn.
I
About,
think
I think we've lost.
okay.
Oh.
Who's speaking? Is it Debbie?
I think Angie was speaking. Angie can go. I
No,
kept
no, nothing. I'm just saying that this subscribe to this channel. You will learn
Yeah.
a lot. So
Thank you. Do you want them to connect with you on social media, or you're fine this way? Yeah.
not really. No.
Thank
I'm
you.
not that active anymore, Esther. I'm
I
not
know.
anymore. So that
All right. Thank you, Debbie. Any last words?
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. This was a beautiful session. Well, I will not, you're the only person that can make me do this, so just know
Yeah.
that.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you,
but,
Debbie.
but
I
thank you.
really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Yeah, I really had fun and it was nice to getting to discuss this with you
yeah.
guys, you and Angie in particular. And I think whoever watches, I just don't watch with your head and don't just watch with your eyes, but listen with your mind too and your heart.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you can drop your questions because if you have any questions, confusions, drop it. We're here to gist back.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
life again, but to
Respond.
respond to your questions. So
Respond to
Yeah,
all
just
your
amazing.
questions.
Yeah.
yeah,
Be
Yeah,
just
better
let
thank
us
prepared.
know.
you. Okay, all right then. Bye. Bye,
Bye,
bye, bye,
Debbie.
bye, bye.
Bye.